once again, thank you for watching The Sewing Doctor in New York. This time I have a Bernina 2010. So the problem that we have with this machine is that the actually stitch length button is not working. It's getting stuck and it doesn't go beyond the number 2. It just goes up 1 and 2 and then it doesn't go down. So it's stuck in there somewhere. You know, something could be that the machine is completely dried, or could also be that the actually machine on the inside, that pin that pushes it, that stitch length, when you turn it in, it gets smaller, and when you loosen it up, it gets bigger. Sometimes that pin, I've seen that, it pops out of it, and then it doesn't work. It doesn't activate the stitch length. This is probably the issue, or it could be dry. I have seen it also, the machine gets dry, and the actually feeding mechanism is not working. So I'm gonna jump into it, check it out, see what's going on. I will show you step by step what's wrong, so that way you have a problem like that in the future, you can also fix it just really simple and easy. Okay, Bernina, this is a 1020. Look, this is not right. There's something is not right here. This is not, it can't go any further than that. And these supposed to work when this should be all the way down, and when I reverse, I could reverse. But right now it's completely wrong. With this machine, how much could I say about it? I don't know, because this machine, I have to open up everything inside. It's probably dry. I wish that it's just dry, but before you lose anything inside the arm here of this machine, before you lose anything inside the frame, you have to be very, very careful. This is the actually brain. All the memories are right here. So if anything you do is completely wrong, you're definitely going to damage the machine. So this is not right. Something is not right here. It's completely off. Maybe something got disengaged inside. I'm going to open it up and look into it and find out what's going on. This is not right. Loose down and I can't go up, so the machine will not get me on the reverse. Usually if you move these, it might happen, but right now, even though this is on 0, means that the button hole is correct, this is not working. So something is not right. I'm gonna jump inside of it and open up the machine and see what's happening. Mostly I will say just try. Here I have, this is the Bernina machine that I've been working on, the 1020, that it was not working the stitch length. Now, I want to show you back here. It's hard to see, but back here, you turn the wheel on the front for the stitch length and the bar tacking. When you turn it in, it comes in and then it comes out, and at the same time, it moved that frame here. Now, this frame pop out of this place, and the pin that actually pushes just pop right off. So instead of it turning and pushing, it was just turning in and out without pushing anything. So that caused that stitch level not to work. But right now you could see, I'm going to turn it around so you could see it's working fine. So when every time I move that stitch nut, it goes up and down correctly, and the bar tacking is working correctly, meaning that pin pop out. But to do that, you have to take the whole cover of the machine out and put this back in there and be precise, because it has a slot in there that you have to get it right on the spot to be able to activate that stitch length. So I thought that this was just dry, but unfortunately that pin pop out. I never saw that before. First time I see that pin popping out over the slot that pushes it, that stitch level back and forth, and also when you turn, it makes it smaller, or when you loosen it, it makes it bigger. I'm going to turn the machine around so you can see, but to do that, you have to take everything on the front. I already put it back, most of it in, but I'm going to turn around so you can see where you have to go inside next time you have a problem like that. Here's the Bernina 1020 that I've been working on, that actually this button wasn't working. It was just getting stuck in there. And like I said before, when you turn this in, you could see that this goes up. It wasn't working like that before. It was just staying down. It wasn't working at all. The reverse it wasn't working, and the feeder wasn't working. So this has a pin that locks in place. That pin pop out. How? I don't know how, but it came off. So what I have to do, take everything off. You have 2 screws on the back. You take the screws out, take the plate, you reinstall it on the right spot, and that should be fine. Now, I have put everything back together. I'm gonna finish putting all the covers back, as you can see here. Once I put everything back together, we should be fine. Okay, here's the Bernina machine now. While tacking, everything works fine. I press back, the machine's going back, everything's working fine. Now the stitch length is working fine. I could bring it up to 0, I could bring it down to 4. So that means that everything is working fine. Like I said, that pin came out of place and was not pushing that level back for the reversing stitches. So now the machine is back in perfectly working condition. The sewing doctor in New York, thank you. We already surpassed that. We're already 14,700. Thank you guys for continued support. And we, like I said, unfortunately, it was not just dried. It was that, but that's something. If you take the cover off, like I said, you will definitely see why the pin has to go. So, once you do that, everything will be perfectly fine. Okay, the machine is now fully serviced. You saw the stitches, everything is great, everything is working fine. I did try it with, I used that spandex material because when you try the machine on the spandex material, everything works fine. The customer never complained of having problem with the stitching, but that doesn't stop me from, checking everything. Not just servicing the stitch length that I show you, but also check everything on the machine. I oil it, I clean it. I will actually tell the customer, that the machine is being oily, just in case they have to work with something that is delicate. They should drive it first a little bit and, wipe it up and, use a little cloth or something, clean it a little bit, because once you service the machine, you put a little bit of oil on it. But now the machine is back in 100% working condition. Stitch length working fine, reverse stitch working fine. So now everything is good. Thank you for watching the Sewing Doctor in New York. If you have a problem, if you have a machine that is not working fine, send me a text message. You could WhatsApp me. You could text message me. Everything is on the YouTube channel. Like I said, the Sewing Doctor in New York is always here for you. Thank you for watching and continue growing our channel over the 14,500 already. Thank you guys. Thank you very, very much for continuing your support. The Sewing Doctor in New York. Bye-bye.